welcome today's speaker, Afroz Shah, how the animals are getting used to the plastics as a food. I mean, coming that from the Norwegian, who probably has never seen cow eating on the roads, and we in India, we see it almost at every instance. Everybody feels the pain of it. But what can you do? And we feel they're helpless. And I think we have to get together to find the solutions to that. And when we talk about helplessness, here comes the image of Afroz Shah, who fearlessly undertook the campaigns. And he almost like our Dr. Abdul Kalam was known as a missile man. And now everybody says that Afroz is a beach man. And I think he is attacking the beaches. I know he doesn't say that we should only clean the beaches, but I think that is his way of expression, his way of telling that the way we should keep the beaches clean, we should keep our surrounding also clean. So in a short introduction of Afroz, he is single-mindedly active inside the court as well as outside the court. And he is a lawyer from Mumbai, a maximum city. And you can imagine the kind of waste that Mumbai produces. But Afroz is not afraid of that. He just wants to attack it. Because he knows that while arguing the cases in a court, you just have to be offensive. You cannot remain defensive all the time. So he is probably more committed outside the court. I'm not seeing his performance inside the court. I'm not belittling that. But he is really champion of the earth, which is the award given by United Nations. And his beach initiatives now has become a sort of an international symbol for taking action against anything that is lying down, cleaning up the surrounding of the environment. United Nations Environment Program also launched what is called as a Clean Seas campaign, and probably that was inspired by Afroz Shah. He was a CNN hero, 2019, and he also has worked in his community for many other things than just the plastics. He also likes the rivers, not just beaches, and he has done cleaning of the plastic from the rivers. So, Afroz, we are very, very proud of you. And though I don't belong to your generation, I'm just amazed on your enthusiasm, your tireless campaigns. And we would like you to tell us and the audience about your experience, as well as what is your present thinking about plastic and COVID-19. Afroz, is you.
Good evening, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be on the same stage as Eric Solaham and Dia Mirza and you, Rajendra. The less said, the more we magnify it. You know, I must start my conversation by saying that we are too many in this world at this point of time. We are 7 billion. The question boils down whether this planet can handle 7 billion people or not. When I say it can handle, because we produce and consume in a way which is in conflict with the existence of other species. Our consumption pattern and our production pattern are in conflict with the existence of other species. A child of a whale, a kid of a whale, kid of a dolphin itself, a turtle has equal right on this planet as you and me. If you can exist, so can they. The planet belongs to all of them. But the way the society has grown in past 100 years, our rights have taken precedence over the rights of everybody on this planet. So a human child is born, he wants his food. Then he wants his medicine, he wants his recreation, he wants his vacation, he wants to travel. Do you ever think, what does a kid of a whale want? A kid of a dolphin want? a kid of a turtle want? Aren't they supposed to be having the same right as us? That's the whole premises of what we call fighting for the environment. You see, when I started the work, a lot of people, Rajendra told me then, saying that, Afroz, you're a lawyer, you could very well draft a petition and stand up before the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court and say, look, the beaches are dirty, look, the river is dirty, look, the mountains are dirty, animals are in trouble. And what would the Chief Justice do then? He would pass an order. What would be the order? Let's understand it. He would call the Municipal Commissioner of Mumbai responsible, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board responsible. And what will he tell them? File affidavits, indicate what steps have you taken? Have you done these? Have you not done these? Now, I ask myself these questions. If a court order could have solved the problem, was there a need for me to wear a glove when I wore on that day in 2015 in October to do it? Obviously, what a court order could do, your gloves could do. Would you wait for a court order? It's like your equation with your family, your mother, your father, your kids, your companion. Do you tell them, I love you because somebody told me, because Mr. Prime Minister Modi told me to love you? We love because we believe in that equation. And that's exactly the equation we have with other species and Mother Nature. Unfortunately, it has been scattered all over. But let me come to the intricacies and details, Rajendra. And Rajendra, please stop me if I exceed. We lawyers talk too much, so I will keep on going until the time you tell me to shut up. See, it is always said the details lie in the devil. You look at the details. Now I'll take up as a citizen. They are very eloquently elaborated. What is our role on this planet? Are we supposed to consume and produce and throw and use, consume, produce, throw and use? Or are we supposed to do something more here? You see, food consumption, food production, wastage of food is one of the second biggest reasons for global warming. Look at the way our foods are packaged. Now we go to a mall, you want to pick up the best rice, somebody wants to have basmati rice, go pick up a brand which is neatly packed, get it, empty it, generate one piece of plastic. In Indians, we eat dal, lentils, we go pick it up. All our masalas come packed in it. Now, can I tell you, as a citizen, when you know these are generating, you'll ask me, Rajendra, what to do? That's our life. We live in city. Can I tell you, there is a parallel existing system which is a matter of a choice and not an alternative. We fail to demarcate between alternative and choices. It's a choice which you could exercise by getting your rice, your dal, your oil, your spices, and everything without packaging. Now, if you've done that, and mind you, I've been doing it for years, thousands of my volunteers do it at their home. I'll give an example of a 19-year-old volunteer of mine called Faisal. He's 19. He goes, he buys everything without plastic at his home. I so many times put it out on post. Now, if a 19-year-old boy can do it, what stops us? We are what we are by looking at our garbage. If your garbage is problem, that means we are problematic on this planet. If your garbage is set right, all our problems there. So on an individual level, you take those steps. The world is going to hear a lot about it, circular economy. You see, my beach cleanup is most of the time misunderstood. People think beach cleaning means clean beaches. I must correct them. Clean beach may be a consequence of it, but beach cleanup means learn while doing. If it's a scientific way saying that the beach traps the plastic, you pick it up. If it goes into the deep sea, it will never come back. It will enter a mouth of a whale or dolphin or a turtle. So when a person comes to clean the beach, he picks up and then he looks at the plastic and says that if it could land here, can I not reduce it? Can I not get it out of my life? Can I not eat that chocolate which troubles the fish in the pot? You go for a coffee, you buy your mug, you go for a cold drink, you want a straw. All this is a problematic because how consumers have behaved. And my work revolves around telling them, saying that we can do it. You use the word Rajendra war. I must say to you that war with love. I work on a very Gandhian way, so my war is with love. So we bond over food. I connect with thousands and thousands of young people on the ground, holding their hands, hugging them, and telling them, can all of us do it together? If each one takes a baby step every day and is home, we are 7 billion. The world will be a different place. That's as far as we as individual consumer go. Let me go to the other part of the problem. Corporates, companies who are actually manufacturing plastic and companies who do not manufacture plastic. Companies who manufacture plastic are under a legal obligation, which we are talked about called EPR, Extended Producer's Responsibility. In one line, it means take back your plastic, what you've produced. Now you go to Ministry of Environment, Forest in Delhi, look at their guidelines. First of all, there is no EPR framework in legal terms. They are all what we lawyers call executive fiats. Somebody thinks that this is right, put it on paper and say this is guideline. This is SOP. When the world is in such a problem, should we confine ourselves to making guidelines or SOPs, or should the force of law should be put into motion? So the EPR mechanism, which is working in the form of guidelines, I'll tell you, I've read pages after pages, hundreds of pages, and there's only one issue. The collection seems to be the problem. The narrative now is this. Every plastic company comes, I'm doing my bit. You ask them, what do you do? So they will tell you what they do. So they will say that, oh God, I am taking it from the rag picker. Rag pickers all over India are a fabulous industry, a fabulous mechanism, but they have their limitations. Or take, for example, where I live, 400,000 people living in my locality, Andheri. Do you think 10 rag pickers can solve the problem? And mind you, rag pickers pick up only plastic which has value. PET bottles are picked up, plastic which are not contaminated. They pick up. Imagine if you put food in that PET bottle, they don't pick up because they can't put dirty plastic, it smells. Then look at the flip, the lower range of plastic, like a Lay's packet. Now, if you look at a Lay's packet, it's just some one gram or less than that. It is non-recyclable, absolutely impossible. Thousands and thousands are being doled out. I collect, my volunteers, they collect millions of pieces by training up people up. I have difficulty, I must share with you, how do we recycle it? So that's the second aspect. Now, what do you do as a company who manufactures plastic? You will have to have mechanism where, especially plastic companies who are listening to me, please get your act together, get a mechanism at the ground level, not on a paper. We will write beautiful things on the paper. Till the time your beaches don't appear clean, your rivers don't appear okay, your forests don't appear okay, your dolphins and whales are not safe from our eating habits, you cannot say that we have made it safe. So plastic companies will have to put up a robust ground at a ground level. Second, companies who do not manufacture plastic, they have corporate social responsibilities. They can pitch forward. If plastic companies are not coming forward, come out. Cities have become the graveyards of pollution. You know, Mahatma Gandhi started this Panchayati Raj, which we see in the modern form. He said, take the governance to the villages. I now call upon people, please take this problem of pollution to these densely populated cities. Millions live there without sanitations. Millions live there without clean toilets. Millions are generating plastic waste. Millions are generating liquid waste. So that's another aspect. Now, corporates are covered, the citizens are covered. Let's look at what the government has to do. See, in India, if you look at our constitution, it is a beautiful organic document. It talks about two things, your rights and your duties. Unfortunately, we only talk about rights. We say that, oh my God, I have not got this from the country. I have not got this. Now, what are your rights? You must fulfill your duties. Of course, you don't leave the politicians. Once you voted for them and paid your tax, please chase them. Please ask them questions, however uncomfortable they are. Use democratic means to ask them. But at the same time, you must fulfill your duty. What is your duty? One of the duties is under Article 51AG to protect and preserve the environment. Now, how do we do it? We don't do it. We keep on, you see, our Twitter, Instagram, all social media handles are full of hate all the time. When will we talk love? When will we talk about holding people? You know, in slums where I work in Mumbai, you go to a house, 100 square feet, 8 people living. Do I talk hate to them? Do I abuse them that you are generating garbage and you're throwing it to the ocean? Let me give you an example of 2 boys who work with me, Rajendra. One is called Sunil Avri and one Sumesh. Both live on the beach of Versova. When I met them, they used to openly defecate on this beach. And not only that, they used to throw plastic directly into the ocean. Look what the change when you work at the ground. Both these boys have not only changed their life, they are working on 35,000 people. They keep their toilets clean. 90% open defecation is gone from Versova. Then they tell people by going house to house how to handle, how to reduce garbage. So that's one aspect of it. Government has Environment Protection Act, solid waste management rules, plastic waste management rules. See, there are good laws in place. The law, as we say, is as good as your obedience. If you obey the law, it's a good law. If you don't obey the law, it's not a good law. There's no obedience. Now, how will obedience happen? Let's look at it. You penalize them, jail them, fine them. Or do we work like Mahatma Gandhi and reach out? We have 1.5 billion in this country. We need to reach out. And I'll tell you, we are too many followers, Rajendra, in this, or leaders are short. And one of my job is to create leaders at the ground level. You know, at River Mithi, there's a boy, 21-year-old boy called Akib, works very hard. He's in the leadership zone. He tells around, 1.5 kilometers he guards along with all the volunteers. And what the guard is, don't allow the plastic to land into the ocean. Collect it, send it to the recycling center and reduce garbage. Now you need leaders like them, like Sunil, Avri, Sumesh, Akib at the ground level to rise. Then only we'll be able to, otherwise all our life we'll be debating in our boardrooms. We'll be making some beautiful documents and we'll be passing on. Of course, law has to be made. Of course, good policy has to be done. Of course, decision has to be done in the boardrooms, but it will have to be moved at the ground level. If it does not go at the ground level, if raised in the paper, which has happened for so many years. Now you take the other end of the extreme. Right. We have, please stop me after I finish my time. I'll curtail my talk. I get very passionate about talking.
Maybe 2 minutes now. Yep.
Okay, I'll just curtail it. So you have citizens, you have corporates, you have government. Now, what is the solution? We work in silos. Everybody is working independently. We need to tie up a collaboration, which I'm attempting, which Eric talked about. Eric was the first politician and a UN environment head who actually, as you pointed out, rolled up his sleeve and came to the beach. I still remember vividly that day, October 2nd, 2016, when we were cleaning the beach and Eric said, Afroz, we must do something about it. Something needs to be done at drastic level. And you see how it got amplified. Everywhere people are now taking steps. Of course, it's a long journey. So we'll have to take these steps. Collaboration is the key. Citizens, please do not abuse your governments. Governments, please don't attack the citizens. We are all with one goal. We are a team Earth. We want to protect these oceans. We want to protect the rivers. We want to protect the lakes. We want to protect the mountain. And it can happen by. And what is a collaboration? By giving few hours a week. I can keep on talking to till cows come home. I can keep on arguing what is plastic pollution and how terrible it is and how we must stop. But the moment you go on the ground, you catch hold of two people in that house in a slum or your neighbors for that matter and ask them, oh, you get all this, this creates problem. Can you not get it off? So ground level action along with good policy, good implementation and a good collaboration. I work with so many corporates, Rajendraji, people like Coca-Cola, Dow, Adidas, Norwegian Foreign Ministry, all are holding hands tight at the ground level. And we need to get much more. So collaboration is the key. And I must tell, about Dia and Eric, the less, the more we talk about it, it seems more or less they are what they are. Eric took on the whole burden of taking the problem of plastic pollution on the global level. He took it up with you, the whole North America, Europe, Asia. And now we are seeing little results. It's a lifelong journey. And we must collaborate by love, not by attacking each other. Social media is reeking of it. Please do your bit, and as Dia said, at the end, start doing little things at home. If you open my bag, all my life, I've carried my own water bottle. I've carried my own tiffin. At airports, I give my tiffin. The counter guys get shocked. They say, tell me, Afroz, you're 1 in a million who comes in. I said, this is what we're supposed to do. If you generate that packaging, you'll throw it in the dustbin. I see hundreds of people at the airport, people who think they're environmentalists or people who think they work for the environment, generating garbage rampantly. The change, as Eric said, the change must start with your own. Start taking baby steps. Simplify your life. Look at what the plastic, list out 10 plastic in your house, which you can do away with. Cut down on your food consumption, the production, and companies also must come forward for this. Thank you, guys. It was a long, prolonged talk. I guess time is short on us. Thank you, Eric, for sharing the stage. Thank you, Dia, for being there. Thank you, Rajendra ji, for giving me time.